Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Eli, the real estate guy, and this is video 4 of 4 when it comes to the different personality types that you all need to be aware of whenever you're speaking with motivated sellers or just in business in general. All right, this personality type is the social conscious. All right, this social conscious person is someone who really cares about what happens to that property. So if we're talking about wholesaling or flipping houses, if you're going to be buying this house from this person, they want to know that you're going to be taking care of the house. All right, so a perfect example is they'll say things like, oh man, I remember right here, this is where we used to put our Christmas tree, and I just want to make sure that, the family that does, take this home, you're going to be flipping it, right? Okay, well, just make sure that, you make this space really nice because I want the next family to enjoy the Christmases just as much as I did when I was a kid, right? That is a social conscious person. Or, oh, can you just make sure you don't, I remember I had a conversation with somebody. I'm like, oh, we either we either sell the property to someone or we will rent it out. So what would then happen is they'll say, oh man, renters, they tear up the houses. So I would really prefer you not to rent it to somebody. Your next word should be, you know what, hey, if you don't want me to rent it out to someone, you know what, I'll make sure that we make the numbers work so that we can sell it to make sense. But, of course, it is going to cost a little bit more to make sure that we're renovating it for a flip to get the most out of it. But, we could talk about that afterwards. But I'll definitely make sure that everything works for us to be able to resell it. You build trust with that person because it's like, hey, these were your original plans, but now they got to say so. And like, hey, well, I don't want you to rent it out. You know what? Hey, if you don't want me to rent it out, I ain't going to rent it out, right? But also let them know, because this is real, it does cost more to make something flip ready than rent ready. So with that in mind, whenever it comes to speaking price, okay, well, since I am going to be flipping this house, I'm going to have to do this, right? I would have kept this if it was for renting, but now that I'm going to be flipping the house, I have to do this, right? And that's real, right? Like there's certain finishes that you would have in a rental property, but because it's a flip, you got to do it this way to get the most out of it. And that's just what it is. So they'll understand, okay, you know what? They will take a hit in what you'll offer them because they want to make sure that this house is taken care of. I've experienced this. This is what happens, right? I haven't experienced it a lot, but the couple times that it did happen, that's the conversation and that's how it went, right? And you can use that as part of your negotiation, right? And so the biggest thing is they care about what happens to the property. So everything that you say, you want to make sure you're not just treating this house as a number and not a check. You want to treat this house as part of their family. And you're like, hey, I'm going to take care of this. I'm going to make sure that this house is going to be one of the best houses on the block and your neighbors are going to be happy with how this house is going to look when it's all done, right? You want to make sure that they are happy to sell it to you and know that it is going to be in great hands once they sign this paperwork, right? So that's the biggest thing I want y'all to take away from the social conscious person is they care about the property and it's deeper than money for them, all right? It's about what happens to the property, what happens to this family member that they had for several years, so many memories, and they just want to carry that on and pass that on to somebody else who will also have great memories. Keep that in mind whenever you're speaking to them. When you start giving them data, when you start giving them all this other stuff, where it's like, yes, you could have conversation with them, yeah, you could be social, but make sure that conversation is based on how well you're going to be treating the property, and listen to them. Listen to that emotional side and connect with that emotional side, and be empathetic with them, so that you can really show them that you care and you understand where they're coming from, and you will do the right thing by them when it comes to this property. All right, so hey, thank y'all so much for watching another video. Go ahead and like this video if you like the information I provided with you, and be sure to subscribe so that you're notified of whenever we're having another video. And also put something in the description below, or the comment section, just explaining if you've ever dealt with someone like this or something that you've learned from watching this video. All right, so hey, thank y'all so much for tuning into another video, and like always, I cannot wait for y'all to get y'all first deal. Y'all take care.